Hello and welcome to week 1, piece 2 of the Wall of Stitches crochet along. So our second piece is a shorter piece. It's only about half the size of the flying birds. And for this one, we're going to use the bead stitch. So this is a lovely stitch that I've used before in my crochet alongs, but it always looks absolutely stunning. So unlike the flying birds, this is a double crochet and half double crochet based piece. So this is where that tension issue comes in. So this piece could turn out bigger, taller, if your tension isn't even. So if you tend to crochet really tightly for small stitches, this one's going to come up bigger. And this is where you need to play with your hook size and decide how you're going to deal with that going through this crochet along. Again, there's more about that in the blog post. So if you need to read that, the link is in the description beneath the video. Okay, so how to get started with this piece? We're going to be starting with a foundation chain of 32. So to start the bead stitch, we're going to be working a row of half double crochet for row 1. So my turning chain is going to count as my first stitch, so I've marked the first chain from my hook. And then in the 4th chain from my hook, I'm going to make a half double crochet. And then just half double crochet in every stitch across. So this row just gives us a nice solid base to start our bead stitches on. Okay, so row 1, all half double crochet. And now I'm going to turn and chain 1. And I'm going to make a double crochet turning chain in the first stitch. Just grab a stitch marker. Okay, so after your turning chain, you're going to make a double crochet in the next stitch. And now we're going to make bead. So your bead is a puff stitch that's worked around the post of the double crochet we just made. So yarn over, hook around the post like you're making a front post stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. The higher you pull up these loops, the thicker and kind of bigger your bead is going to be. Okay, so you want to do that 3 times. So yarn over, pull up a loop 3 times. So there are 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 7 loops. We're going to skip the next stitch, and in the following stitch, we make a double crochet. So there is your bead stitch. So it's a double crochet with a puff made around it, and together they make the bead stitch. Okay, so just made another double crochet, and we're going to make another puff around that to make our next bead stitch. Yarn over, hook around your post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, back around the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over one more time, around the post, yarn over, pull up a loop, 7 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 7 loops. That is your bead. You can make these puffs thicker if you like, you just need to add more yarn overs. And then we're going to the next bead stitch. So you're just making bead after bead. So skip the next stitch, start your next bead, the double crochet in the next. And then make the puff. So continue this all the way across the row. The higher you pull up those beads, the better looking the stitch will be. I didn't get those quite as high as the others, so it's looking a bit not as full as when we started with. Make sure I've got a nice blood of yarn for the next one. So keep working those puffs around those double crochets. Yarn over, pull through all 7 loops, skip the next stitch, make a bead. 1, 2, 3, pull through all loops. So I've now got 2 stitches left in this row. I'm going to skip the next stitch and make a double crochet in the final stitch, and that's in the turning chain of the row below. Just make a double crochet, finish. Okay, and that is row 2 of your bead. Row 3, we're going to turn, chain 1, and we're going to make a half double crochet in the first stitch, and then half double crochet in every stitch across. So you're going to make a half double crochet in the top of every puff and in the top of every double crochet. And that will keep your stitch count the same as it was in row 1. So every bead stitch counts as 2 stitches because you have the loops at the top of the double crochet and you have the loops at the top of your puff stitch. Then half double crochet in the final stitch. There we go. Turn it back round. So to complete your bead piece, you're going to be repeating rows 2 and 3 until you have 8 rows in total. So once you finish row 8, you can cut off and weave in your ends, and then it's time to add to the border. So just like the Flying Birds piece, it's a single crochet border, but we have to do something a little bit different down the sides because of the size of the stitches. So you're going to make a single crochet in each stitch across the top and bottom, and then down the sides, you're going to make 2 single crochet into the side of every bead row and 2 single crochet into the sides of rows 1 and 5. And then into the sides of rows 3 and 7, you'll make 1 single crochet. So that will give you 14 single crochet in total down each side. You then add 1 extra single crochet into the corners to account for your turn. So to see how to make the border with all 3 rows, click the link on the screen or go to the link beneath the video, or you can just go straight to the playlist for the Wall of Stitches and it will show you there as well. So once you've finished your border, you can cut off and weave in your ends, and then it's time to join this piece to your flying birds. So this is piece number 2, and it sits on the right hand side of the flying birds, and you're going to join it with the flat braid stitch. It's a crochet stitch and it just joins everything together really nicely with this lovely braided look that goes at the top. And you can see how to do that in the other video that should pop up on your screen to show you how we join all the pieces together. So if that doesn't pop up on your screen, you will find the link in the description beneath the video. All of these links, all these videos are all in the Wall of Stitches playlist. You can pop over to my blog at froggityfrog.com/wall of stitches, and the links will all be there as well. So you don't have to worry about losing any of the links, they're all there, and there is a video for everything. So don't worry if you think you missed something, there will be a video. So once you've joined those 2 pieces together, that will be week 1 complete. And I will be back next week for the next part of the Wall of Stitches. So as always, if you have any questions, do come to the Facebook group, Froggity Frogs Ribbit and Stitch. You can ask all the questions you like and join in the chat and get to know your fellow crocheters as well. So thank you for joining in, and I shall see you next week for the next part of the crochet along. Bye for now.